Introducing the African Diaspora News Channel app, your gateway to stories that's overlooked by the corporate mainstream media.
At African Diaspora News Channel, we cover stories that don't receive mainstream attention, and we serve as the voice to the global Black community. We are committed to informing and educating through the power of media, connecting the African diaspora one story at a time.
With our platform, we're helping to end injustice by exposing it.
Join us in standing for excellence in journalism and serving our community. Download the African Diaspora News app today.
All right, this is the African Diaspora News Channel, and I am Victor Odion reporting from Nigeria. Okay, so the U.S. presidential inauguration has come and gone, but people are still talking about it till date. There were a lot of highlights that both media houses, individuals, people on the street, Africans, Asians, so many persons are really speaking and still saying, one or two stuffs about that inauguration. But one of the peaks for me, something that didn't really make sense, something I'm still trying to make sense of, is the absence of FBAs, the absence of Black people at that presidential inauguration. I don't know about you, but that's something I noticed. And a couple of persons that I know also watched, and they had the same observation that they looked around, they couldn't find Black people. I was now wondering that, does this have to do with the whole racial inequality in the US? Does it have anything to do with slavery, segregation? Could it be that because Trump is white, that's why our Black brothers and sisters are sort of revolting or rebelling, that they are not going to participate in the inauguration? Because some of the FBAs actually voted for Trump. Are we now going to say that Trump won the election by majority of the white people voting for him and putting him right there? I don't think that's the case, right? So I did a bit of some research. I had to go back to the 20th of January 2009 during the presidential inauguration of Barack Obama, and I watched the video again, and there was sort of a little difference. During Obama's inauguration, you would find Black persons, in patches, even though there were not so many of them, but yeah, you would still find some of them around, like you can see in this video. And that's so striking compared to what we had on Monday during Trump's inauguration. So I did some digging, I had to do some reading, and I discovered that for much of US history, African Americans were legally excluded from many public spheres, including political offices and high-profile events like presidential inaugurations, right? I was also made to understand that slavery existed in the US until 1865, and even after the Civil War, the system of racial segregation, especially in the South, severely limited the participation of Black Americans in public life. The election of President Barack Obama in 2008 marked a historic moment for African Americans as an inauguration, as it was the first time an African American was elected president, bringing greater visibility to Black Americans in this kind of event. So the lack of African American participation in the presidential inauguration, was it directly in a way tied to the political parties themselves, like the Democrats, the Republicans? I got to understand that while political party affiliation has, in a way, certainly influenced African American political participation over time, the absence of African Americans from earlier presidential inaugurations is more closely, tied to broader societal factors of maybe racial discrimination and segregation rather than the actions of a political party. The real shift in African American involvement came with the civil rights movement, which eventually led to greater political representation and participation, particularly under the Democratic Party, which became more aligned with civil rights after the 1960s. So the question still arises, why were FBAs not really fully represented at that inauguration? I don't know. I would love to really hear from you. You are an FBA, you are a white person, you are an American, you understand these things better. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Drop it and let's talk about it. Don't forget to share, subscribe to this channel, and I will see you in the next video. My name is Victor Odion.